is Late Edition News at 10 with Ann Gownley. Sports with Beth Mensinger. Meteorologist Joe Garbacik. And senior news analyst L.A. Jerome.
Fire crews were on scene at an electrical fire at Mountain City Nursing Home in Hazel Township today, and it's our top story. Good evening. This is WYLN's Late Edition for Wednesday, November 20th, 2013. I'm Ann Gownley. A heating unit's motor seized inside Mountain City Nursing Home around 1 o'clock this afternoon, causing the Hazel Township Fire Department and several ambulances to respond. When the motor seized, it caused an electrical fire. Maintenance workers turned off the heater located in the white building, which stopped the fire but caused heavy smoke conditions. Residents were removed from the building until the smoke cleared.
The staff did an excellent job. I mean, it's training after training after training through a lot of standards that they go through. I mean, the response was excellent. You know, all of the residences of the nursing home, approximately 40 we estimated based on the room counts on the first and second floor, removed the residents from the room while lunch was in process of being served too. They got the residents into the safe area of the building, closed the fire doors, and kept the smoke all on the west wings of the lobby, first and second floor.
Staff responded well, evacuated patients from the area where there was smoke, got them safely to the other side of the fire doors with no incident, and of course our fire company was here on a moment's notice. So we're very grateful for them being here, for our staff that did a remarkable job, for their training, and we practice these type of things very, very often, so that when presented with a situation like this, we have no problem responding, which our staff did and did a great job. So we're thankful everything is fine, thankful for our fire department, and now we'll get things back to normal.
No injuries were reported at the nursing home. Firefighters were ventilating the smoke shortly after the alarm sounded. The several ambulances were on the scene as a precautionary measure. Early this morning, a call was dispatched to the Wilkes-Barre Fire Department. Crews arrived on scene to find an apartment building on 33 North Wells Street heavily engulfed. Although the structure was reported abandoned, firefighters had to double check to make sure no one was inside. We spoke with Wilkes-Barre Fire Chief Jay Delaney.
It was difficult fire to extinguish. There was a lot of it in there, but the firefighters did a great job, and you could see evidence of that behind me.
According to neighbors, the structure has been a nuisance to the area.
Well, the fire department didn't have any issues with it, but our code enforcement had the building posted, yes.
A woman who did not want to be identified spoke about the conditions at the property.
And this is a nuisance for this building to be like this. We have needles all around here. It's nothing for kids to be out here playing with. And there's people in and out of the house all night long. They were probably starting a fire to keep warm. And I just can't. This was a nice neighborhood at once. I lived in this house my whole life since I was a newborn. And enough is enough already.
According to Chief Delaney, the cause of the fire will remain under investigation. A brutal assault occurred in Hazel Township home early Tuesday morning. 30-year-old Emmanuel Polino was arrested and charged with 2 counts each of aggravated assault and aggravated indecent assault, along with 1 count of rape, among other charges. Polino was arraigned at Magisterial District Judge James Dixon's office on Tuesday. Polino claimed that he was using the illegal party drug known as Molly before the assault took place. Polino commented just before his arraignment. The 27-year-old victim is reported to be in stable condition and is expected to survive. Judge Dixon set bail at $250,000. He has also set several conditions of bail, including not to engage in relation of any witnesses and is forbidden to have contact with the victim. The newly elected Hazleton City Council will get a chance to review and help balance the 2014 budget. Mayor Joe Iannuzzi's proposed budget does not lay off any city employees and does not include a tax increase for residents. Early this month, voters re-elected Councilmember Jack Mundy, his running mate David Sosar, and Jeff Cassat. Council President Jim Perry, who lost in the election, said he will take a step back and let the new majority make more of the decisions. A copy of tomorrow's agenda was released last night, and budget ordinances were listed, which Perry says means Iannuzzi wanted to get a lot of things done ahead of time. The stormwater collection fee of $25 will also be discussed. Council tabled that resolution at last meeting. stating that they wanted more examples before passing it. City Council will meet tomorrow at 5:30 in Council chambers. It's likely driving in Pennsylvania will get a lot more expensive. This afternoon, the state Senate passed a big transportation funding bill by the overwhelming vote of 43-3. The bill had passed the House yesterday by a narrow margin. It raises $2.4 billion. Through advertised as a road and bridge repair bill, only about $1.6 billion is spent there. The balance is spent on urban mass transit and a host of other areas. Under it, the cost of a registration sticker for your car will rise from $36 gradually every year, starting in 2015. The bill also raises virtually every other fee related to driving and removes the cap on wholesale gasoline tax. Most observers say that they will increase the cost of gasoline 28 cents a gallon at the pump. The Senate made a few changes in it, so it will go back to the House for a final vote, which is expected tomorrow. Al Flora Jr., a former Luzerne County Chief Public Defender, filed a lawsuit with the county in April of 2012, saying that his office needed more county funding to meet its constitutional mandate. That lawsuit was dismissed, and now Flora has filed an appeal. Luzerne County Senior Judge Joseph Augello stated that Flora does not have a standing to sue the county because he is no longer a public defender. 4 criminal court defendants also do not have a standing because their cases are pending in county court. Documents were filed Wednesday by Flora's attorney stating that he was going to appeal to Commonwealth Court. In April, County Council ousted Flora, and he quickly sought a federal injunction and also filed a separate wrongful termination case, which is still pending. The State Board of Probation and Parole has denied a release for 50-year-old Joanne Curley. Curley was sentenced in 1996 to a 20 to 30-year prison term after pleading guilty to third-degree murder. In 1991, she systematically poisoned her husband, Robert Curley, by slipping him a thallium over a 13-month period. Robert Curley's family is second in the state's history to be able to address the parole board. They plan on doing whatever they have to do to keep her in jail for as long as possible. She is eligible to apply for parole again in November of 2014. Her prison sentence is due to expire on December 12th of 2016. A Peckville man is headed to court over charges he beat a Wilkes-Barre man near Midtown Plaza back on October 19th. 28-year-old Michael Mackey is accused of pummeling 21-year-old Anthony Gibson during a melee outside of a bar. Gibson had been hospitalized in a coma for several days. Now alert, he testified at Mackey's preliminary hearing that he didn't remember anything. One witness said Mackey was smashing Gibson's head off of concrete. Police found Gibson face down in a pool of blood coming from cuts to his face and mouth. District Judge Rick Cronauer sent the case to court after today's hearing. No trial date has yet been set. Mackey remains free on $10,000 bail. He declined to comment. We told you last night how the Hazel Township supervisors held a meeting. Out of the meeting came a reduction in Hazel Township garbage fees. Supervisor Billy Gallagher explains why.
This year the garbage contract was up after 5 years. We put it out for bid in the late summer. We had 5 bidders respond, the highest bid being a little over $1 million, the lowest bid being a little under $600,000. With the supervisors going through the bid proposals, we had decided to go with the lowest bid, which would be Tamaqua Transfer. And in reviewing their bid specs and actually receiving calls from some of the other municipalities that have Tamaqua Transfer, they have all said that they are an excellent company. The supervisors had agreed at the November meeting to award the contract to Tamaqua.
The current bill is $220 per year. That will be reduced by $40 in 2014 to a total of $180. A lower performance rating of one of 2 nuclear reactors at the PPL Susquehanna Steam Power Plant in Salem Township. Unit 2 reactor is already under scrutiny by the federal agency for 3 previous unplanned shutdowns. A 4th happened on September 14th, putting it in a category with only 5 other of the nation's power plants. Unit 1 is still at normal level according to NRC oversight. Spokesman for PPL Susquehanna, Joe Scapacelli, said, quote, "The overarching thing that is that we never did anything that affected public health or safety. We never operated the plant in an unsafe manner," unquote. Because this was Susquehanna's 4th unplanned shutdown, it was put in the degraded cornerstone category. Only 6 others are in that category, a reactor in Alabama, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and 2 in Tennessee. Additional inspections for the plant will take place. No word when those will happen. A free Thanksgiving meal in Hazleton will take place this Saturday. This will be the 6th year His Will Ministry at Faith Assembly Church in Hazel Township will be holding the dinner. Co-founder Joanne Coolbaugh says when the dinner started at St. Peter's Episcopal Church, they were serving 78 people. Now each year they're serving over 400.
If you have transportation, Faith Assembly Church is behind Perkins on Route 93. We will be serving our dinner from 1 till 3 on Saturday, and there's plenty, so come on down. And if you don't have transportation, you can call the church and we can set that up. And also, if you're regulars with our ministry, we are outside of Grand Central and at the high rise, and we will pick you up with our church van.
There will be plenty of usual Thanksgiving fixings, including homemade pumpkin bread.
They're going to have awesome turkey, stuffing. Everything is going to be homemade. We will have sweet potatoes, green beans, mashed potatoes, and for dessert we're going to have also a very homemade pumpkin bread.
Coolbaugh wants everyone to make sure if they would like a hot Thanksgiving meal to stop by the church this Saturday from 1 until 3. For more information, you may call the church at 570-459-2410. Less than 5 years ago, the Cole Street complex was nothing more than a blighted property. Today, it is the home of the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins practice facility. A special announcement was made there this afternoon.
There's a great announcement for the Cole Street Recreational Project, which will now be known as the Toyota Recreational Complex on Cole Street. They've agreed to a sponsorship fee of $55,000 a year over a 5-year period, which will put money back into this complex.
Motor World Toyota President Rick Osick explains what it means to the dealership and to the community.
Well, it's a sponsorship that Toyota was glad to be a part of. It's our local association, which is made up of about 7 dealers, and you know, we're always looking for sponsorship opportunities, get involved with the community on a grassroots level. This was a no-brainer for us. A natural, given the association with Toyota and the Pittsburgh Penguins. So for us to get involved here with the community in Wilkes-Barre, didn't even have to give it a second thought.
To find out about events and public skating at the Toyota Sports Complex, you can log on to ColeStreetIceRink.com. In just 2 days, the city of Wilkes-Barre will be celebrating with its annual Christmas parade, and Mayor Tom Layton and the rest of the city are preparing for that big day. Santa Claus himself will soon be headed down Main Street as the Grand Marshal to kick off the holiday season. Residents of the Wyoming Valley and beyond will be lining the streets and dancing to Christmas music. The parade kicks off at 3 p.m. at Ross and South Main all the way up to Public Square.
We have great entertainment throughout the course of the day with Barnes & Noble and the movie theater, RC Theater 14. And then right after the parade, immediately after the parade, we're going to have the tree lighting ceremony, which we do every year, which will start the holiday season.
The parade route will close at 1:30 on Saturday, but Layton says there still will be plenty of parking.
Intermodal transportation garage, the garage across from City Hall, and the garage on North Main Street, along with on-street parking off of the parade route. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody downtown, and hopefully it'll be a great way to start our holiday season.
WYLN will also be proud to bring you this year's parade live thanks to Service Electric Cablevision in Wilkes-Barre. Our pre-parade broadcast will begin at 3 p.m. followed by the parade. Gary Perna and I will be commentating, so come on down to the square to say hi and enjoy the sights and sounds of Christmas in Wilkes-Barre. Attorney General Kathleen Kane has created what she's calling a new command center to track and apprehend child predators. She gave the Capitol Press a guided tour Tuesday. It's part of the newly created child predator section in the Attorney General's office. It is also the result of a $3 million funding increase. Kane says the increased enforcement has already been noticeable. She says there have been 105 arrests so far this year, up from 19 arrests in 2012. Well, over 50 people were buying up local businesses in Hazleton, and no, they weren't up for tax sale. It was the members of the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce holding a Hazletonopoly tournament at Genetti's in Hazel Township. Businesses who sponsored a space on the game were able to play against others to officially introduce the game to the business community. We spoke with Chamber President Donna Palermo.
It's such a great opportunity for us as a chamber to promote our local businesses. And tonight we're here at we had a special mixer, a VIP tournament with all of our sponsors of the games. So it was really a great event and a great kickoff for the selling of the games, and especially now during the holiday season. So it makes a great Christmas gift. And again, tonight it was so much fun with all of our sponsors here, the media here, WYLN, all of our media sponsors supporting us and promoting our local businesses here in Greater Hazleton.
Palermo says not only is the game fun, but it also shows those who just moved to the area what local businesses are here.
For the children who aren't aware of the type of businesses really that are here, it's a nice family, sit-down family game. So instead of the kids being home on their computers or on their iPads or whatever they're doing, you could get the family together, sit down and have a great time, and in turn, learn about the Greater Hazleton area business community.
Like in any tournament, there's a winner, and tonight it was Patrick Giannetti.
It's different. It's definitely a little bit of a change up from the regular Monopoly. It was fun to play with some of my peers and co-executives in the community. It was an experience that hopefully might not happen again, but hopefully it does someday down the line.
Being the winner, Giannetti gets 10 Hazletonopolies to give away to charity of his choice. Hazletonopoly is available for only $19.95. And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now to check in with Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk in the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center. Joe?
Thank you very much, Ann. Well, it is chilly here in the backyard. Good news is it continues to be dry. Wind's really not too much of a factor across our area right now. Hey, enjoy these milder temperatures, and I specify milder temperatures because going into next week, it is just going to be downright cold. Here's a look at where all the cold air is bottled up right now. How about Bismarck coming in with 15 degrees? If you think that's cold, Great Falls coming in with just 1 degree. Cold front up there, that will make its way into our area, bringing us some much colder air. I'll let you know when, coming up next.
Isn't it time to move that remodel forward? You've waited long enough, and the time is right. Showplace has special discounts going on right now to improve any room in any home. So, tell me again what you're waiting for? Stop in soon to learn more.
See the cabinet professionals at Builders Direct, 757 West Broad Street, Hazleton.
Meet Kate. She seems like an ordinary girl, goes to an ordinary school, and is part of an ordinary family. But there is something you don't know about her. Kate's dad lost his job a while back, and her family has to make tough decisions. And sometimes that means no money for food. This makes Kate's tummy hurt. 1 in 5 children in our country struggles with hunger. But there is hope. Your local food bank is able to provide food for your neighbors in need, like Kate and her family. And that makes Kate's tummy feel good.
Heritage Sure Save, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage Sure Save, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week at Heritage Sure Find frozen turkey, 49 cents a pound with a $35 purchase.
Bad credit? No problem. Valmont Auto Sales on Route 93 in West Hazleton can help. At Valmont, they offer a variety of clean and fully serviced cars, trucks, and minivans. Valmont offers easy credit. Buy here, pay here. They offer low down payments, same-day approval, and all their vehicles are only $65 a week. They are locally owned and operated. Call Jerry or Joe today at 501-2626. Valmont Auto Sales, located on Route 93 near Arby's in West Hazleton. Award-winning children's recording artist Laurie Berkner will bring her music to Hazleton when the Laurie Berkner Band performs at the Wiltsey Center at the Historic Castle on Saturday, November 23rd at 2 p.m. Doors open at 12:30. Tickets may be purchased through wiltseycenter.org or at Ticketmaster retail outlets including select Boscov's and Walmart locations. The Laurie Berkner Band, November 23rd at the Wiltsey Center at the Historic Castle. The 10th annual Sounds of the Season will be held December 7th at the Alice C. Wilsey Performing Arts Center. Ring in the holidays with performances by the Hazleton Philharmonic Orchestra under the direction of Robert Lagana, the Freeland Community Choir directed by Jackie Wetzel, local pan flute artist Paul Goldhart, and soprano soloist Sarah Gardner. Doors open at 6 p.m. Advance tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for children, plus applicable fees. Sounds of the Season, Ring in the Holidays is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
And welcome back. Well, if you look across the Northeast, you're going to enjoy these temperatures while they last, because we got 30s, we got 40s, 50s, and even some 70s to near 80 degrees down toward the south, including Miami. But notice out in the north central part of the nation, some very cold air on the move. Bismarck, like I said, is 15 degrees, and Great Falls is only 1. Frontal boundary lying right through here. This one is going to start to make its way into our neck of the woods by later Saturday. And what that's going to do is bring in some much colder air across our area. And before all is said and done, as we go into Sunday and going into next week, we're going to struggle to make it out of the 20s for daytime highs. Live 35 Skycast Doppler, nothing to show you across our immediate viewing area. We continue to be dry, and we'll stay dry right through the overnight hours. Our live Lehigh Tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton hanging on to 27 degrees. Pressure 30.44 inches of mercury. And there you can see the winds averaging about 5 miles per hour. And it's going to make it feel a little bit colder than what the actual air temperature indicates. Our Robert Stevens Face and Body Almanac page for the day, 43 and 23. Averages are 48 and 32. 75 and 16 are the records, 658, 441. Sunrise and sunset for the daytime hours of tomorrow. So we woke up on a chilly note. In fact, we can say it was cold, getting down into the 20s. And for daytime highs today, most locations did manage to make it up into the 40s. Temperature-wise right now, 25 in New Angola, 29 in Berwick. It's at the freezing point in Bloomsburg, 30 degrees in Monoy City, and 31 in Danville. Satellites and radar. No precipitation to deal with. You see a couple of those clouds on the increase across the northeast, but again, no precipitation falling, and through the overnight hours, things looking pretty good. Dry, but it's going to be cold through the overnight hours. Skycast precipitation and clouds keeps things dry as we head into tomorrow. And then as we start going into our Friday, we're going to be looking at some showers, some rain showers coming through, especially the first part of our Friday into the Friday afternoon. And then looks like some more precipitation as we start going into our Saturday. But it'll be dry for tomorrow. High pressure just toward the north and east. Temperature-wise, not doing too bad across our area. But then, as I showed you, where those temperatures, where I showed you that 1 degree and those temperatures in the teens right up through here, that's where that front is, and it's going to continue to make its way into our area and bring in some Arctic air across our area. 20s statewide tonight, traveling, not looking too bad out there, and tomorrow, for the most part, in the 40s. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys at Division of Arc Electric. Here's what we can expect going into the next few days. 42 for tomorrow, 47 for Friday. A front comes through on Saturday. There's going to be some showers around. And then after that, temperatures are going to drop into the 30s. So those rain showers will change over to snow showers and rain showers mixed. And then cold for Sunday and Monday. And even cold for Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Looks like there will be a storm system for the middle part of next week. Looking at some of the latest model runs coming out now, it looks like that may stay toward the south and east of our area. So if that's the case, we will be spared of any precipitation by the middle part of next week. Our evening Pennsylvania lottery numbers, a daily 528, the big 4, 5672. Quinto numbers looking like this, 40494, and a cash 5, 1329, 40, 42, and 43. We'll have more late edition coming up after these commercial messages.
Managing risk is more than just buying an insurance policy. At Dreyfus, our approach is different. We have 25 risk management professionals who have the tools and experience to help our clients avoid and survive unexpected events. We can help you with risk transfer, OSHA requirements, safe workplace, cybersecurity, and claims management. All of these go well beyond an insurance policy. We're also independent, so we can access dozens of insurance carriers like Grange Insurance, who can insure your auto, home, business, and life. Dreyfus Insurance since 1901 and Grange Insurance since 1935. We're committed to helping you manage risk.
Gould SureSave is proud to announce our expanded dairy department, which means a 10% increase in our dairy variety. Like our other departments, dairy is now computer controlled for temperature and food safety. With this, our fourth secondary cooling system, we now have well over 90% environmentally friendly refrigeration. New dairy door cases with LED lighting help create energy efficiency, selection, freshness, safety.
Stop by Gould SureSave and get everything you need for your family's holiday table.
Your family's good health begins with a great team. That team is the Alliance Medical Group. We're the first healthcare provider in the greater Hazleton area to offer a fully integrated approach to family and specialized medical care. Our expanding network of more than 30 physicians and specialists are trusted by thousands for routine and complex medical treatments. For a convenient appointment at any of our 15 regional offices, simply call 501-4AMG. Alliance Medical Group. Your health, that's our specialty.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. People who are chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and heavy hitters. More than what your Cooper tires can do, it's about what you can do with your Cooper tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Are you tired of being overweight? Do you have food cravings? Do you get tired during the day? Do you have problems sleeping at night? Do you exercise but can't lose the weight? Have you tried every new diet? Fat-burning hormones working for you or against you? If you're ready for some answers, call 218-0002 and register for a free weight loss seminar from Rodman Natural Health Solutions. You can learn how to finally lose your weight and keep it off. Seating is extremely limited, so call 218-0002 now or go to drrodman.clubreduce.com.
Join us this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Matt Rice, a therapist at Hazleton Physical Therapy, is going to explain to us what causes headaches and if you're suffering from them, how you can get well. That's coming up this week. Join us.
We are officially into the first week of high school winter sports as practices started on Monday. So when the practices start, so do our season previews. And tonight we are kicking it off with the Berwick Lady Bulldogs basketball team. The school's football team is taking the next step in their undefeated season as they head to the first round of states on Friday. And the girls are following that lead with their eyes on a championship season as well. Last year was an interesting one for the Berwick Lady Bulldogs. In a tough Wyoming Valley Conference, they went head-to-head with many of the opposing teams, but just fell short. Bill Phillips is going into his 9th season as head coach for the Lady Dogs.
Last year's team played extremely hard. Unfortunately, we only won 4 games in our conference, beating Tunkhannock and Coughlin. We did give all the teams a good game. We lost to Dallas by 1. We lost to Hazleton by 1. We ran a lot of games and we just couldn't get over the hump, and our kids this year are confident that we are going to get over the hump this year.
With a young team in front of him, only 2 seniors, 8 of the girls returning have varsity experience. Berwick looks to start a sophomore, a few juniors, and a senior. And though you don't want to look back on the losses, Coach Phillips said these girls remember those losses and that they were almost wins.
Our team after each game was tired of me saying we're this close, and this year we are going to get over the hump. Our kids had a great summer. We even started last March playing in tournaments, and we were very successful, and I think that success is going to carry over.
Allison Reinheimer is a senior shooting guard for the Lady Dogs. She said she's excited for the possibilities that this season holds, and as a senior she's taking advantage of it by showing leadership on the floor.
I give everything that I have, and I give full effort all the time, and I think the girls see that, and they do their best too when they see me doing my best.
Erin Shortledge is the other senior who plays both guard and a bit at forward. We asked her what sets the 2013 squad apart from the others that she's been with throughout the years.
We're actually a team. Like, it's not a certain player. We don't have like an all-star, so we play together as a team. We pick each other up. We communicate very well on and off the court.
And that teamwork comes with knowing what each player is capable of, something they've worked on all year.
The past year we've really come together as a team. We play awesome together. We've played all summer and spring, and we played 34 games and only lost 3, so we have good communication. We're just really good together.
This is the first time that I've actually had to be around for 34 games in the off season. We've never done that before. We typically go to team camp, maybe have a couple games or maybe one tournament. We played in 6 tournaments, won the championship in all of them. We even traveled to Ocean City, Maryland. These kids just like being together and playing together, and that's something that we've never had here in my tenure.
The Berwick girls have a tough exhibition schedule coming up, playing teams like East Stroudsburg South, Marion Catholic, and Shamokin. Conference play begins January 2nd when they welcome Pittston area to their home court. I'll be back in a few minutes with more sports, and Gownley is back next with your top stories.
Kick off the holidays with amazing savings during the Lazy Boy Thanksgiving sales event on now at Grand Central. Hot buy savings on recliners starting at just $2.99 and leather from $5.99. Gather together in comfort and entertainment style with these inviting room groups at unbeatable prices. Just our way of saying thanks for sharing our tradition of legendary comfort and quality. The Lazy Boy Thanksgiving sales event on now at Grand Central, making your house a home.
Why should you choose Penn State Hazleton?
We have new scholarship money.
There's no application fee.
When you visit campus.
Opportunities to do research. Students are scoring internships
all over the country.
You can start here and finish here.
Or at another Penn State campus. We have fun.
We have the Lion.
Penn State is ranked #1 by corporate recruiters.
We have the largest alumni network
in the world.
It's your time.
Penn State.
Penn State lives here.
Check us out at psu.edu/visit Hazleton.
Welcome to Robert Stevens Face and Body, Hazleton's complete skincare center. Here, our licensed specialists will consult with you to discuss your skincare needs, rejuvenate you with our special facial treatments, and apply gentle, relaxing massages to melt your tension away, using all state-of-the-art technical treatments and superior skin products. So call today and let the transformation begin at Robert Stevens Face and Body, 788-7546.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Cloud. What if you want to vote, you try to vote, and you can't get into your polling place? Suppose you're an injured veteran, an elderly person, or a person with MS. Well, we're joined by 2 educators from Misericordia University who have produced a documentary about accessibility in polling places. This week on The Storm, only on WYLN TV.
A heating unit's motor seized inside Mountain City Nursing Home around 1 o'clock this afternoon, causing the Hazel Township Fire Department and several ambulances to respond. When the motor seized, it caused an electrical fire. Maintenance workers turned off the heater located in the White Building, which stopped the fire but caused heavy smoke conditions. Residents were removed from the building until the smoke cleared.
The staff did an excellent job. I mean, it's training after training after training through a lot of standards that they go through. I mean, the response was excellent. You know, all of the residences of the nursing home, approximately 40 we estimated based on the room counts on the first and second floor, removed the residents from the room while lunch was in process of being served too. They got the residents into the safe area of the building, closed the fire doors, and kept the smoke all on the west wings of the lobby, first and second floor.
Staff responded well, evacuated patients from the area where there was smoke.
got them safely to the other side of the fire doors with no incident, and of course our fire company was here on a moment's notice. So we're very grateful for them being here, for our staff that did a remarkable job, for their training, and we practice these type of things very, very often, so that when presented with a situation like this, we have no problem responding, which our staff did and did a great job. So we're thankful everything is fine, thankful for our fire department, and now we'll get things back to normal.
No injuries were reported at the nursing home. Firefighters were ventilating the smoke shortly after the alarm sounded. The several ambulances were on scene as a precautionary measure. Early this morning, a call was dispatched to the Wilkes-Barre Fire Department. Crews arrived on scene to find an apartment building on 33 North Wells Street heavily engulfed. Although the structure was reported abandoned, firefighters had to double check to make sure that no one was inside the home. We spoke with Wilkes-Barre Fire Chief Jay Delaney.
It was a difficult fire to extinguish. There was a lot of it in there, but the firefighters did a great job, and you could see evidence of that behind me.
According to neighbors, the structure has been a nuisance to the area.
Well, the fire department didn't have any issues with it, but our code enforcement had the building posted, yes.
A woman who did not want to be identified spoke about the conditions at the property.
And this is a nuisance for this building to be like this. We have needles all around here. It's nothing for kids to be out here playing with. And there's people in and out of the house all night long. They were probably starting a fire to keep warm. And I just can't, this was a nice neighborhood at once. I lived in this house my whole life since I was a newborn. And enough is enough already.
According to Chief Delaney, the cause of the fire will remain under investigation. A brutal assault occurred in a Hazel Township home early Tuesday morning. 30-year-old Emmanuel Polino was arrested and charged with 2 counts each of aggravated assault and aggravated indecent assault, along with 1 count of rape, among other charges. Polino was arraigned at Magisterial District Judge James Dixon's office on Tuesday. Polino claimed that he was using the illegal party drug known as Molly before the assault took place. Polino commented just before his arraignment.
Do you have any comments?
We're going to go, I got Jesus on
The 27-year-old victim is reported to be in stable condition and is expected to survive. Judge Dixon set bail at $250,000. He also set several conditions of bail, including not to engage in relation of any witnesses and is forbidden to have contact with the victim. The newly elected Hazleton City Council will get a chance to review and help balance the 2014 budget. Mayor Joe Iannuzzi's proposed budget does not lay off any city employees and does not include a tax increase for residents. Earlier this month, voters re-elected Councilmember Jack Mundy, his running mate David Sosar, and Jeff Cassat. Council President Jim Perry, who lost in the election, said he will take a step back and let the new majority make more of the decisions. A copy of tomorrow's agenda was released last night, and budget ordinances will list it, which Perry says means Iannuzzi wanted to get a lot of things done ahead of time. The stormwater collection fee of $25 will also be discussed. Council tabled that resolution at last night's meeting, say they wanted more examples before passing it. City Council will meet tomorrow at 5:30 in Council chambers. We told you last night how the Hazel Township supervisors held a meeting. Out of that meeting came a reduction in Hazel Township garbage fees. Supervisor Billy Gallagher explains why.
This year, the garbage contract was up after 5 years. We put it out for bid in the late summer. We had 5 bidders respond, the highest bid being a little over $1 million, the lowest bid being a little under $600,000. With the supervisors going through the bid proposals, we had decided to go with the lowest bid, which would be Tamaqua Transfer. And in reviewing their bid specs and actually receiving calls from some of the other municipalities that have Tamaqua Transfer, they have all said that they are an excellent company. The supervisors had agreed at the November meeting to award the contract to Tamaqua.
The current bill is $220 per year. That will be reduced by $40 in 2014, a total of $180. I am now joined by our senior news analyst, L.A. Tyrone, over here. L.A., there's a lot that you haven't been on here, a lot to talk about.
No, I haven't been on the last couple of weeks. Any chance you could maybe take that to City Hall and get the city
I'll try
to do
tomorrow
the same
night.
thing,
Tomorrow night I am covering Hazleton City Council, so I'll see what I can do. Sorry about that. But
the thing that happened of late that I think is, and this got kind of bizarre, that is going to affect the greatest number of people, is the transportation bill that the Senate passed this afternoon. This gets all kind of goofy, and if you've been watching us all this year, you know that we've been talking about this since it was first proposed. It's not the governor's proposal. The governor originally proposed about $1.8 billion with fewer hikes. Then a senator named John Rafferty introduced basically what is the framework of this bill. It raises $2.8 billion a year. It has been sold, and we had Barry Shoke, the transportation secretary, on this program talking about it being a road and bridge bill. Well, it's not a road and bridge bill.
No, it's kind of hidden over.
Partially a road and bridge bill. As I said, it raises about $2.4 billion. Of that, about $1.6 billion is spent on roads and bridges. There's about $600 million for mass transit. There is a few $100,000. There's some money in there for waterway transportation, for railroad. So it was sold as an emergency transportation bill for roads and bridges, and that's not primarily, well, it's primarily what it does, but it's not all what it does. There are a few good things that happened here. Number one, we're not getting the hit all at once. Your car registrations are going up dramatically.
But it's not going to hit you at when?
Not all at once. They're going to phase it in. What happens is you freeze till 2015, then you go up $2 a year forever. There's no end. It just keeps going up. It's $2 for 6 years, and then after that, it's like a COLA, so it's going to go up every year forever. The same with the cost of a driver's license. The same with the cost of auto inspections. Then for emissions inspections, you're going to have to pay a $2 surcharge. The cost of that little sticker is $2. It goes up to $5 and then raises every year after that. Any way you look at it, this is a horrible, horrible, rotten, lousy bill if you own a car in Pennsylvania. And the worst thing about it is that there was a proposal to just do an emergency road and bridge repair. $1 billion, $1.5 billion or something to do the worst bridges and roads in the state. And it ran into all kind of opposition. Shoke was opposed to that. Democrats in the House wanted money for mass transit. They were not going to budge on that. There is a provision in here to raise the floor of the prevailing wage. It's $25,000 now. It's been there since 1961. It's never been adjusted for inflation. If you adjusted that for inflation, it would come up close to $200,000. This raises it to $100,000 with a couple of riders and provisos, and whether it ever takes effect, we don't know. The House first voted it down. Then last night, enough pressure from the governor's mansion and PennDOT, they flipped. 6 representatives flipped. It passed by a narrow margin. It passed by a wide margin in the Senate this afternoon, with all of our local senators voting for it. There are only 7 no votes. And Baker, Udechak, who am I missing? Gordner, and I'm missing somebody else. Everybody in this part of the state, they all voted for it.
Okay.
But they made a couple of changes in it, so it has to go back to the House and pass again tomorrow. Now, last night when the House voted for it, most of the state representatives in the WYLN viewing area voted against it, the right vote. There were only 3 who voted the wrong way. Dave Millard voted the wrong way. Kurt Masser and Linda Culver all voted for it. So if you live in their districts and you want to prevent your license plates from going up forever, call their office tomorrow morning and tell them to vote no, because otherwise the governor's already said he'll sign it.
Okay. And I know the other thing, we have about 2 minutes left, but something else that's in the news almost every single day. I'm reading the name Sherman Hills.
Yeah.
There's a lot of issues that's happening up there. The city's dealing with them. The police are dealing with them. The tenants, so much is happening. They thought putting a fence up would stop it.
Well,
it seems they're going through, and then once they go through, they fix it, and then they go in and do what they have to do.
I just gave our local state senators a hard time. Let me give them a little kudos here on this, because John Udechak, Lisa Baker, and John Blake have all tried to get involved here. And the Commonwealth really doesn't have any control over this. The city doesn't have as much control as people think it does either. The big thing that has to happen here is HUD has to get involved. HUD is the Department of Housing and Urban Development. And that's a Section 8 building. That's a public subsidized building. Those subsidies come from HUD. Now, a lot of members of the media, including my colleague at WILK, Sue Henry, had been bombarding HUD for an answer. We got one, but it didn't say much. It did, however, say that it found the management unsatisfactory. That was in August. It gave them until the end of November just to answer the charge. Now, in the meantime, you had 2 little girls who were shot and killed. You had at least 1 murder. If you talk to anybody who lives there, there's gunshots constantly.
The recent one, the 13th one.
That's right, the 13th. HUD has to slam its foot down and say, look, this is it. We've had it. You got 3 weeks to come up with a code of conduct for residents and whatever, or we're cutting you off. Right. And HUD has thus far been reluctant to do that. And until it takes a more active role and gives this organization a harder time, you're going to continue to hear stories about Sherman Hills. The other question that a few people have raised is, have they been recruiting people to move here from Brooklyn since they're based in Brooklyn? There could be a reason to do that because the public assistance benefits are actually more generous in Pennsylvania than they are in New York. HUD should also investigate that.
Well,
HUD should do
sooner
something.
or later, I was just going to say, sooner or later, HUD has to give an answer. So we'll see. We'll see when that comes down. But thank you very much,
for
Ella.
having me.
Appreciate it. I'm sure we'll hear much more from L.A. Tyrone sooner or later. Thank you very much. Beth Mensinger is coming back with more sports here on Late Edition. But first, it's time to head back outside to Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik in the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center. Joe?
Thank you very much, Ann. It's not bad here in the backyard. Winds averaging about 5 or so miles per hour, but as we head into next week, much colder air on the move. But this time of year, hey, we can still see some heat, and this happened down toward the south, not very far, only say about a 5-6 hour drive from here, give or take. Baltimore, Maryland, 1942, record high of 79 degrees. We have some cold air to talk about. I'll let you know when it's going to get here in a few.
The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, serving the greater Hazleton area since 1890 and still family owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
Your family's good health begins with a great team. That team is the Alliance Medical Group. We're the first healthcare provider in the greater Hazleton area to offer a fully integrated approach to family and specialized medical care. Our expanding network of more than 30 physicians and specialists are trusted by thousands for routine and complex medical treatments. For a convenient appointment at any of our 15 regional offices, simply call 501-4AMG. Alliance Medical Group. Your health, that's our specialty.
Everyone knows Dan here at Heritage Hill. He's been devoted to our family of residents for over a decade. Experienced, nurturing, exceptional. It's what our care team is all about. Our residents enjoy personal care, homemade meals, day trips, clubs, and social activities. Shepherd's Garden, our memory care neighborhood, ensures a compassionate and secure environment. Come meet us. We're honored to share our hearts, our home, our heritage of caring. Heritage Hill Senior Community in Weatherly. Call today for your free personal tour.
Diamond quality moments. Choose Sophie Jewelers, specializing in custom diamond engagement rings, located in the Coal Creek Plaza, Route 61, St. Clair.
On the way to retirement, some people realize that work isn't really a bad thing. Some may want to start their own business one day. Our financial advisors will look at your complete financial picture, no matter where your money's invested, to create a plan designed to help you get to and through retirement. When you need a financial advisor fully invested in you, turn to us, Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
WYLN, your first choice for locally produced shows like Chef Lou, Jen-tastic Sweets, Off the Beaten Path, The Storm, and more. Find out how you can stretch your advertising dollars and be a part of the WYLN TV lineup. Call 570-459-1869, extension 1302. WYLN, we're your local network.
Mike Michael Carter Williams made his return to the court tonight against the Toronto Raptors with the Philadelphia 76ers after injuring his left foot recently. He missed 4 starts with the Sixers while healing. Even though it's early on in the season, Carter has been a big boost for the Sixers, averaging 17 points, 7 assists, and 2 steals in his first 8 games. When asked how he felt earlier, the rookie replied, "I'm ready to go. I'll have that final score coming up in a minute." The 49ers linebacker Ahmad Brooks has been fined by the NFL after a hit Sunday on Saints quarterback Drew Brees. The penalty, $15,750. The personal foul came at an important part of the game, and because of it, New Orleans was able to keep possession of the ball and go on to kick a field goal to win it 23-22. Brooks is not happy with the decision. He said he did not hit the Saints quarterback with his helmet or his hands, and that he pretty much just bear hugged him. Former linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens turned TV analyst Ray Lewis agreed with Brooks that the call was embarrassing, so he's splitting the nearly $16,000 bill with Brooks. In the midst of his grievance hearing today in New York, Alex Rodriguez, who allegedly used performance-enhancing drugs, said he had enough and walked out. ESPN is reporting the outburst was caused by the arbitrator in the case, ruling that Major League Baseball Commissioner Bud Selig did not have to testify in front of A-Rod's attorneys. In a statement, Rodriguez said he was disgusted with this abusive process designed to ensure that the player fails. He continued that the absurdity and injustice of it all became too much. He will not participate any further in this farce. A-Rod even went on the air tonight with a New York radio station, still denying he did anything wrong. Major League Baseball says they are continuing with the case. There is one less free agent on the Major League Baseball market as of today. Josh Johnson has signed with the Padres for a 1-year contract worth $8 million. The 29-year-old righty pitched for the Blue Jays this past season and had a 3.15 ERA in 154 games with Toronto. And yesterday we told you Olympic skier Lindsey Vonn was involved in a crash on a Colorado ski slope as she was preparing for competition. Well, during that accident yesterday, she partially tore the ACL in her right knee. She was also diagnosed with a number of contusions and a strained knee. The 4-time world champion is already rehabbing from major knee surgery stemming from a crash earlier this year on the same knee. Still no word on how the injury might affect Vonn and her comeback to the sport. Now let's check out tonight's scoreboard. First up, we have the Penn State Hazelton men. They faced off in an exhibition game with Wilkes University. Wilkes defeating the local Lions 79-63. In the AHL, Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins were in Rochester visiting the Americans. The Pens take the win 3-1. Now in the NHL, the big league Pens are shutting out the Caps 4-0. Minnesota defeats Ottawa 4-3, and Columbus leads the Flames 1-0 in the first. In the first period, the Devils trailed the Ducks by 1 goal. Lastly tonight in the NBA, even with MCW returning, the Sixers lose by 10. Spencer Hawes with a double-double for Philly, and the Bobcats and the Wizards both get W's. In overtime, the next spell to the Pacers, the Magic drops to the Heat big time, and it's the Hawks over the Pistons, Trailblazers, the Clippers, and the Pelicans. They all net wins. The Celtics are trailing the Spurs 102-89. The Kings are leading Phoenix, and Houston is up on the Mavs. The Grizzlies and the Warriors, they just tipped off a little after 10:30. Joe Garbachik's coming back with more weather right after this.
Everyone knows that Bottlenecks is the home of award-winning wings and mouth-watering steaks, but now a new tasty reason to stop by. Brand new fire-grilled ribs. A half rack of meaty, fall-off-the-bone St. Louis-style spare ribs, fire-grilled to perfection. And the best night to give them a try is Thursday for Rack 'em Up Rib Night, featuring the delicious ribs served with bottomless fries for only $9.95. Bottlenecks is open 7 days a week. The kitchen is open till midnight every day. There's always a reason to stop by Bottlenecks.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Weatherwood is a privately owned 200-bed nursing and rehabilitation center. Nestled within the quiet town of Weatherly, PA, we offer our residents and their families tranquil and scenic views from just about anywhere in the building. We are located within minutes of Hazleton General Hospital as well as major metropolitan medical and trauma centers in the Lehigh Valley. Whispering Meadows is a 50-bed secured dementia unit within our facility. Whether you need short-term, long-term, or respite stay, call or stop by today for a tour.
Award-winning children's recording artist Laurie Berkner will bring her music to Hazleton when the Laurie Berkner Band performs at the Wiltsey Center at the Historic Castle on Saturday, November 23rd at 2 p.m. Doors open at 12:30. Tickets may be purchased through wiltseycenter.org or at Ticketmaster retail outlets including select Boscov's and Walmart locations. The Laurie Berkner Band, November 23rd at the Wiltsey Center at the Historic Castle. The 10th annual Sounds of the Season will be held December 7th at the Alice C. Wilsey Performing Arts Center. Ring in the holidays with performances by the Hazleton Philharmonic Orchestra under the direction of Robert Lagana, the Freeland Community Choir directed by Jackie Wetzel, local pan flute artist Paul Goldhart, and soprano soloist Sarah Gardner. Doors open at 6 p.m. Advance tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for children, plus applicable fees. Sounds of the Season, Ring in the Holidays is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
We're in the 20s outside our station in Hazleton. We're going to continue to fall a few more degrees as we head through the overnight hours. Pressure coming in at 30.46 inches of mercury and the winds generally averaging between 5 to 10 miles per hour. That's producing wind chill, what it feels like, more like temperatures are only in the teens. It is now 30 degrees at the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport, 26 in Mount Pocono, 29 in Allentown, 24 in Selinsgrove, 29 in Williamsport, and 34 degrees in State College. Up in the Wyoming Valley area, temperatures generally holding in the upper 20s to lower 30s. So no matter where you're located across our viewing area, it's going to be another cold night across our region. Satellite and radar. A few clouds across the northeast right now, but this is the next weather maker. You could see some rain, even a mixture, and even some just plain snow. Some of that precipitation will start to come into our area as we start going into our Friday. And then as we go into our Saturday, we're going to have a reinforcing shot of some very cold air as another front starts to come through as it makes its way up through here and then races toward the northeast. And we're going to have some rain showers changing over to rain and snow showers, and then finally just changing to plain snow showers, and then by Saturday night we're going to be dropping down into the teens, and we're not going to get out of the 20s as we head into our Sunday. Satellite and radar, again, no precipitation to deal with. It's going to remain dry right through tonight and right through tomorrow. Skycast precipitation and clouds, you can see no precipitation to deal with. We stay dry as we go into tomorrow. And then as we go into our Friday, as you'll notice, you'll start to see some green coming into our area. That's going to be in the form of some showers that will overspread our area, and that will be on our Friday. So high pressure just sliding toward the northeast as we head into tomorrow. So at least one more nice day heading in our direction for tomorrow. We'll see sunshine, we'll see a few clouds around, and it'll be dry. But then after that, changes will be a-brewing as we go into the ending part of the week, heading into this upcoming weekend with this front. Unseasonably cold Arctic air coming through our area as we go into later Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, going into next week. It looks like it's going to be just downright cold with temperatures well below average. There's going to be a storm system down toward the south in the Gulf of Mexico that's going to try to make its way up the eastern seaboard. Looks like at this point, looking at some of the latest model runs as they're coming in closer to the 11 o'clock hour, looks like this system should stay just away from our area. So maybe a few snow showers middle part of the week, but we still keep the threat of a little bit of some snow in the forecast, at least for now, because we know how quickly these models can change quite rapidly, especially when you have to deal with storms like such. So we'll be watching that very carefully over the next several days, because we know it's a big travel week heading into next week. And one thing we don't want to see going into Wednesday, or Tuesday night and Wednesday and Thursday, is snow. That's a no-no.
Okay, one thing I don't want to see Saturday or Friday into Saturday is snow, because Saturday is the Christmas parade.
Well, you'll have to bundle up for the Christmas parade, yes. You'll bundle up because it's going to get cold. So even though you may be there at the beginning, by the end, you'll need to build a fire.
Okay, if I build a fire in the middle of Wilkes-Barre, I don't think Mayor Lane will be too happy. But we are excited for the Wilkes-Barre.
Go out there, it'll be nice. It's going to feel like winter and feel like Christmas.
So make sure you stop by on Saturday. We'll more on that coming up later. But Topic 8 tomorrow, 5:30, Late Edition at 10. Have a good night.